I thought you just went like 1, 2, 3 without necessarily dealing with
You
colors.
thought wrong.
Okay, well, yeah. Sorry.
All right.
All
Okay,
right.
camera is there. Got it. Are we ready? Are we recording?
Yeah, we've been recording.
Fuck, why do you always do that? All right. On 3, even though it's only going to be me. 1, 2, 3.
Hi.
Hi. Welcome to another episode of
Be Uplifted.
Pew, pew, pew. So today it's just me and my handsome co-host again. Lonnie is not here today. She's feeling a little bit under the weather. So sending good vibes. I'm sure by the time this is out, she's going to be better. But at least she knows that we're sending them to her the way Vince just said.
I do can remember.
How are you guys doing?
Well, good. I mean, we've had an eventful last couple episodes without you guys.
Yeah, I watched the last one back. If you guys have not seen it, you need to see it. Just boys' night out. They definitely keep it interesting. That's for sure.
Yeah, it's momentarily still on Twitch.
Yep.
So follow us on Twitch so you can catch it on time. But we are making an episode out of that, right?
Yeah.
It's actually up already.
No, it hasn't.
No, it's not.
No.
No.
It's up by the time that we put this episode
Yes,
out.
it's up
Yeah.
now.
It's up on.
Right
well,
now.
yeah, right. Anyway,
In the future, it will be up in the past.
yes.
That part. So, Queer Rich, what are we talking about today?
Content creators and how, I guess how it affects relationships and how fucking
So you want to be a content.
How life kind of
Watch this video first
Right.
or whatever we're going to use as a thumbnail because we got to think about that as content creators.
So I was just
Content.
outside with Vince, and we were talking about how we're tired.
Yeah.
He was saying that, I've been doing a lot more Twitch lately and, creating. And obviously he works here in the studio and he has his 9 to 5 and everything. And then same thing with Queer Rich. But yet you guys see us kind of just around the clock on the interwebs.
Yeah.
Right.
And we were kind of just talking about how it's exhausting. I mean, it's so much fun because it's something we love to do.
Yeah.
But it's definitely time consuming, right?
Yeah. Well, the thing that I like about it right now is the fact that it's still fun.
Yeah,
and it
for
doesn't,
sure.
I don't see it as a job. Yeah.
Yeah, that's because we make no money from it.
Yeah.
We're still broke, so it's fine. If you guys want to sponsor us, we're welcoming those. Don't worry.
Yeah, like Mikey's Meals. We always thank Mikey for
Yep.
Yeah.
providing us with the meals. And if you want to get your own, if you're in the San Diego area, you could use the code TheBabes10 to save 10% off your order.
Get you sexy and right and tight.
Yeah.
Yep.
But yeah, content creation. Oh my God, it's I think it's because we've done it for so long. We could actually dabble in all these different
Right.
avenues. Whether it's the podcast, whether the YouTube channel, whether it's the other YouTube channel, and then the
Twitch.
other Twitch and the other YouTube channel. We've developed some sort of routine when it comes to it. I mean, at least I have.
So for
Yeah.
people that may not know us or that might be new to our channel, let's give them a little bit of a backstory. So let's hear how you kind of got into the Twitch, podcast, YouTube, whatever world. And then we'll start with this big guy over here, though. If you
No,
guys are
not
not
big.
following him, what are you even doing with life? Okay, bro. This is the Queer Rich. He's actually got how many followers do you have on YouTube?
It doesn't matter.
It does matter
No, it
because
doesn't.
I'm asking you a
Okay.
question.
I think it's only 4 on YouTube.
Yeah.
About 4,000, I believe.
He's in the thousands, so that's way more than we have. So, he's the big guy on campus right now. Tell us how you kind of got into the content creating, how this YouTube, where did it all start?
One day I was watching YouTube and I ran into this car channel, and I was like, well, if I was going to go ahead and fix up my car, I might want to document it. And it just seemed so easy. And that very day I started filming on my iPhone.
Shut up, really?
That very day I started filming on my iPhone. I edited it and then I posted it that very day. The thing is though, is I've had experience with the editing and all that stuff. I just didn't have experience on YouTube And at that time, daily vlogging was pretty popular with Casey Neistat and and Peter McKinnon, all those guys.
So do you think that that's where it started, that era, kind of, with the vlogging?
Yeah, yeah, most definitely. It was the vlogging area where everybody wanted to be a vlogger, and I was like, well, that's kind of cool. Like, document your life. Then then I just did it, and then slowly you realize you're not that you're not that exciting because you're doing the same thing every fucking day.
But I think it's cool because even if you don't get anything out of it, you have that to look back on. You have those memories. You know?
Yeah. You can. I could always look back.
You can show your kids, like, look at me. You know,
like this is the first vlog right here.
Yeah.
This one, and yeah, that's pretty much how it all started. And then
how did it kind of like evolved into the channel that it is now?
Well, at first it was like, the vlogging. And then, as with anything, I always give people the advice, you got to dabble in everything. You just got to, if you throw enough shit on the wall, some of it's bound to stick. Right. So then it started, I was still doing the daily vlogging, or the not so daily vlogging, just the vlogging of what I was doing. And then I had my heart attack. No, actually before that, I was doing live streaming also.
On Twitch?
Yeah.
Okay.
No, on YouTube.
On YouTube?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so Vince would occasionally come in and we do like 5, 6, 7 hour live streams.
Oh, wow.
On YouTube.
What would you guys do? Just talk?
Just talk. A lot of times we would talk about gear, camera stuff. Stuff that people were not necessarily familiar with, because vlogging at that point was still relatively new.
Yeah.
Right. And so people were upgrading from cell phones.
So you were doing that too. That's cool.
Not really. I was doing it when Rich was on, because I didn't.
So you didn't have a channel or anything yet?
I had a channel. I just didn't really do the live streams and stuff like that.
Yeah. He didn't take his channel too seriously.
Okay.
He'd be like the Rich Benares challenge, and he'd do like a 3-minute video to try to beat me as I was editing a 9-minute video.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then again, I had, as we know, as a lot of people know, I had my heart attack. Obviously, it wasn't fatal because I'm still here.
That story's crazy. You need to find the episode that he talks about that if you haven't watched it.
Yeah. And then I had my heart attack. And then as I was recovering, a friend of mine texted me, hey, you should do a reaction video in this group. And I think it was Easy Mill. I don't know if you remember Easy Mill. He was like that Filipino rapper that blew up on the internet. Okay. And so I did that. And
that was your first reaction
video? It was the first reaction video. Actually, no, it wasn't my first reaction video. It was like maybe my third or fourth. But that one was the one that really picked up steam.
Okay.
And then, but I was like, I don't really listen to this. I'm not, I listen to hip hop and rap or whatever, but really my love is always like punk and metal. So I went ahead and I did a reaction on this female group, Baby Metal, out of Japan, and that really blew up to the point where people were leaving like links to like all their videos like in the comment section.
Oh, crazy!
And in the history of the band.
Oh, wow!
So I knew like I tapped into something great, right? And at that time, I only had like I think I had like 1,500 subscribers or some shit like that, and it was perfect at the time because Vince, Adrian, and I had this bet. Adrian is this other content creator in San Diego that whoever would hit 2,000 subscribers first would get $250 from each person.
Oh, okay.
It was like $250, right?
Something like that, yeah.
The thing is, like, it was unfair for Vince because he only had like 114.
Yeah.
He still has 114, I believe. But then from that video, it was just like subscriber after subscriber, and then. So now my channel is pretty much like do reaction videos on all female Japanese heavy metal bands.
Oh.
Right?
That's crazy.
And I forgot how
that's where it came from.
Yeah,
okay.
I forgot how I got into Twitch, but I wanted to test that avenue for live streaming on a platform that was more live stream centric at that time. So I was actually now I remember. I was producing this one girl that was doing like bikini hot tub streams.
Oh, that's right.
And from that, because she decided to quit halfway through, or just things fell out, things happened. I was basically on the back end of hers, but I would comment on her videos. Like as she was streaming, and I was like the voice of reason or whatever in the back. I took that and I started streaming on my own, and then that's how I got like most of my initial followers was from her stream, and then I just I was doing hot tub streams myself.
That's what I was gonna say. That was when I first saw you. Was the hot tub stream?
Yeah, you guys got to find those videos because
They're super funny. He does want a reaction video of me too. I don't know if you still have that up, but you had a reaction video of
it's still up.
yeah. And then he does one of, I think that's recently, right? Where you're on my actual body, your face.
Yeah. But it just things for fun, and then recently, like within the last 4 or 5 months or so, I've started to dabble in trying to DJ on Twitch, which is
Wait, has it been
It's
4
so
months yet?
fun.
I think it's maybe I say 4 or 5, like somewhere in between there.
Oh, okay.
I think I've hit 4. I'm not sure,
I don't know.
but
It's
yeah,
a good chunk.
So that's how we got here to this day, and today, man, it's like we have so many other things. We have a new channel that's going to be coming out.
Yeah.
Vince and I, along with 2 other people. I don't know if we could mention it on the podcast yet, but we'll probably wait until that becomes officially live to let
Stay
people
tuned
know.
for that.
Yeah.
Won't that be out by now? By then? By now?
No, because this comes out Monday.
Oh, this one comes out Monday. Oh, okay.
Yeah, this comes
Okay.
out Monday. So no, we don't know yet.
Okay.
But yeah, we filmed the first episode today. So
That's why we have a new background.
yeah. But yeah, no,
My
but
shoulder hurts,
pretty much
sorry.
it's like from all the years of just throwing enough shit on the wall, you just kind of slowly improve your process, and that's how I got here. And with Be Uplifted, it was like initially I met you at the YouTuber meetup, and then
We didn't see each other for like years.
was it really years?
Yeah, it was like 2 years.
Was
or
it 2
something.
years?
Yeah, something
Yeah.
crazy like that.
And then Vince was like, "Hey, remember that girl that blah 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 at the meetup?" I'm like, "Oh, okay." And he's like, "Yeah, they have this podcast thing going on, and maybe we want to help out." And I'm like, "Oh, let's,
He thought we were all talk.
well, no, I checked the streams out. I think I caught a couple just to make sure that it was like actually like
A thing.
a thing. And then I was like, well, yeah, they got to really improve their shit. And that's when I came. And initially, like the other girl, I was just in the background.
Yep. And then we threw him in because we had a team meeting. Well, first we invited this guy to be part of the team, and I'll tell you that story too when we get to my part. And then it was just one of those like, "Hey, Rich, you want to sit in on this meeting on camera?" And then every stream after that, he was just, "Hey, do you want to come on stream?" And then we kind of voluntold him, like I always say.
And here we
And
are.
here we are.
Yep, but that's pretty much it.
How about you? You got to tell your story now.
I don't know. I really don't remember. I know I had a YouTube channel just because I wanted to post videos of like things that I can remember, and then I used I have multiple YouTube channels. One of them I used sarcastically, and the other one I used accidentally. And yeah, and then I met I met up with Rich at one of the YouTubers meetups, and he got me into like thinking, oh, this is something that can be done more than just sarcastically.
Yeah, he was probably thinking, if he can do it, I can do it.
No, it wasn't that. It was with everybody. I was like, what? You guys suck.
And actually, that very first day was when Vince and I sat down and we were doing a mock podcast, and we were like, "Holy shit, we should really do this."
Yeah.
When you guys went to the
Yeah,
Well, the first time that I saw him at
Yeah.
that meetup, because it was a mutual friend that opened a photo studio. And then I was like, yeah, I keep on saying that, I'm going to check it out, but I'm always busy. But this time when he asked me, I wasn't busy.
yeah.
And the first person that I saw there was Rich walking up. He's like,
Yeah.
what are you doing here? Or I was walking up. I don't know.
It was like
But
fate.
yeah.
Fate.
Yeah.
yes,
That's
So-
cute.
yep.
Yep. And then recently I started doing Twitch, which is, it's fun. But yeah, I don't know. I feel bad because like I finally put out a schedule where I was going to stream, and then things came up. So my first actual like recurring schedule dates, I missed them. I was
It
like, God,
happens.
Yeah,
yeah,
Content creating at its finest.
yeah.
Yeah.
But
Shit
I plan
happens.
on being on a regular schedule just because like I know that if I dedicate myself to that, I can at least get practice out of it, and it's gonna be fun and stuff like that. Yeah. Whose phone is that?
It's probably mine again.
No, it's mine. It's mine.
Oh, it's actually not mine.
It's
Let's-
actually technically mine and yours.
speaking of.
Oh, damn it.
Yeah,
Okay.
it's mine. It was the dual click.
Yeah, more content creator stuff.
Yeah,
Damn group chats.
yeah. And the beauty of it is like I'm so proud of Twitch because you were pretty reluctant to be on Twitch. You just didn't want to do it at first. And
Yeah.
now he's like fully invested. I'll wake up like at 2 a.m. and he's like,
Yeah.
Vanillin has gone live, and I'm like,
Yeah. I have fun on it, but then the thing is that like I still haven't embraced the whole Twitch culture where like there's a lot of talking and stuff because I don't like to be very vocal. Especially while I'm DJing and stuff like that. I just want to DJ. But I've realized that it's catering to your audience, which is a big part of DJing. So I cater to them, but then I don't want that to take over. So
Right.
yeah, then it, like I was telling you before, then it's gonna start seeming like a job.
Yeah, exactly.
You know.
And that's kind of what makes it fun is that you kind of get to do what you want. Right?
Yeah. And that's the whole reason why I'm doing it on Twitch, because I don't want to have to go to clubs or promoters and say, hey, I can do this. And they say, well, can you sell this many bottles or
Right.
bring this many people, so on and so forth. You know, with me on Twitch, it's like, how long
Do you want to do it?
yeah, how long do I want to do it? What do I get to play? Like I'm gonna do. I've got almost enough music to do my guilty pleasures stream. So it's gonna be like Sugar Ray and Backstreet Boys and stuff like that. Like all of the songs that we wouldn't admit we know the words to,
Yeah.
but you know, it's
Growing
like
up, but we all danced to it behind
Yeah.
closed doors.
Right.
Yeah.
Amy Grant be coming on, dun 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 dun, and I'm like, all right, cool.
Fallout
So-
Boy.
Oh yeah, dude, I'll listen to all of that.
All that shit.
Yeah.
I'll play all of that. But like, when can you do that at a club? Like, honestly, you know, or when can I play slow jams for 4 hours straight? Yeah, and have like a reminisce session or a crying session just because I fucking felt like, you know what I'm saying? It's
Right.
like you just, oh shit, it's Boys to Men, you know,
Yeah.
or yeah.
You know how many times I've fallen asleep on my chair listening to your slow jams?
Yeah, and I don't mind that. Like, I don't take offense to that, even though it kind of sucks. I'm like, oh damn, I wish they enjoyed it more. But then I come
But
to
it's like
realize
2 in the morning.
Yeah, it's hella late at night, and then at the same time, it's like super like slow, and it's like, oh okay, well maybe it helps people relax.
Yeah, that part. That's how I see it. Like,
Yeah.
people probably are just like, oh, yeah, this is exactly what I want to listen to, like, relaxing at night.
Yeah, I feel bad because I raid somebody with like 60 viewers, and I'm like, oh, what's up, Raiders? And it's quiet because everybody fell asleep, but they're still in the
There's
channel.
still
I'm like,
60
oh.
people in the chat.
Yeah, I'm like, oh, this is awesome and embarrassing at the same
Well,
time.
sometimes that's the only way I wake up because you switch to somebody and it's like doop doop doop.
Yeah, and next thing you know,
I'm like,
DJ Ye is like, oh shit, we got a raid.
Yeah, and I'm like,
Yeah.
what the fuck just happened? So
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, time
Oh,
to turn this off and go
Like
to bed.
1 second you're listening to like Monica, or Brandy or something like that, or Aaliyah, and then next thing you know, like you got DJ Ye or DJ Santos like singing. Be
Oh my gosh, we have to. Hopefully, we can play this clip for you guys. That's pretty awesome. From
Yeah,
a-
if we get the okay
Green
to do
light.
it, I'm gonna we'll share it on a future stream or something.
Well,
like that.
it'll be our intro to
it'll
every
probably
video.
be our intro. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's how awesome it is. So
Yeah.
keep your eye out for that one. So for your guys' like perspective, you're doing all kinds of shit, right? You're dabbling in a lot of things. So back to the subject at hand. How do you feel like it's affected your life?
Whoa, wait a second. How about you?
Everybody's heard my story so many times.
No, but there could be somebody new.
True. Okay. So, if we want to start from the beginning, it's actually kind of ironic. I feel like things come full circle because Vince was the very first person to even put the whole like possible YouTube content creating thing in my head, because I think I might have mentioned it and he was like, well, do it then, you know? And I'm
Yeah.
like, what? No, you know, like, what do you mean?
Like, no.
No, right? But before that, the reason why I had even thought of it, I don't even know if Vince knows this version. I was like going through like a really tough time because of my ex that was a narcissist. And I remember searching for videos, looking for like ways to make myself prettier, like makeup videos, hair videos. Oh, it's actually really kind of fucking depressing when I say that out loud. I was like, damn, I was sad. And I would do some of those things that I learned. And then I thought to myself, like, do these people fucking make money doing this shit? Like, what the fuck, you know? And I didn't know that they did. I thought they just made videos. So I was like, oh, okay, whatever. In hindsight, if I would have known they made money, I would have done that shit. You know what I mean? But I didn't. And then, like, I'd mentioned to Vince somewhere that I wanted to do it, and he's like, do it. And then I met you guys at the that meetup that Vince took me to, and that was the first time we did a fake podcast. Remember, there was like a few of us that sat around. And I remember going home that night telling Ackright about it. I was like, dude, we did this fucking like pretend podcast and it was so fun. There was like this like thing in my soul, like sounds so cheesy, but I was like, I want to do that again. You know, like that shit was fucking fun. And then you were always like gassing me up, like in a good way. It made me feel good. You were like, dude, you're a natural. Like you should fucking do it. You know, like you're like, I actually think you would be entertaining female to listen to, you know? And I was like, really? Like, that's cool.
Yeah.
So that was always like burning in the back of my head. And then never did anything with it because I just was one of those like self-conscious people. And then the pandemic came and Ackright started doing his thing on Twitch, kind of like somewhere to put his creativity because he wasn't able to gig in real life. And I became the hype man. You know, I was the person that was on the mic while Ackright was spinning because I had no skills, you know? So I was kind of like hyping the crowd up. I was like the fucking MC, I guess you could say.
Yeah.
And because we needed more hours for Twitch, I was like, you know, I'll do my makeup thing because I was already doing a makeup thing on Instagram, and the makeup thing turned into like a makeup tutorial / podcast because I would talk about certain topics and people would jump in. And then Lonnie became a person that was consistent, always in the chat. And I was like, damn, I fucking vibe with this girl. Like, who is this girl? Didn't know I had met her at the club in passing one time because she knew Ackright, et cetera, et cetera. And then we had a meeting and I was like, I actually want to do this. And I had never met anyone that was just game like that, you know, like, especially a female, you know, like most girls like, oh yeah, that'd be fun. But, you know, I have to take care of my kids, you know, like things like that.
Yeah.
So I was like, oh shit, this is another female that's actually like down to do something out of the box. So we started doing our thing. And then we had asked Vince to be our photographer because I was like, who else would I want to do that but Vince? And you know, so he came and he watched us launch and took photos of our first time that we launched what was Babes Uplifted, originally with 4 females. One of the girls got it was hard for her to come because she was out of town and she was very heavy in her kids' sports and like parent shit. So she's like, she had to back out. Another one was another big DJ on Twitch, but scheduling, things like that didn't work out either. So it ended up just being me and Lonnie. And then Vince so kindly would offer us to use the space here to record. And we were just like, of course, like, what the fuck? Like, you're going to offer, like, thank you so much, you know? And he would make comments. And we were like, why don't you just come on and guest? And then me and Lonnie had a meeting one day. And she was like, so I really think it'd be cool to make him part of the team. What do you think? I was like, oh, my God, that's what I was thinking, too. You know? So we were like, we vibed on that. And then we invited Vince. He accepted our invitation. We were like, oh, my God, yay. And then you heard the story. We voluntold this guy. We were just kind of like, hey, come on. Hey, keep coming on, you know? And now we are Be Uplifted, and I couldn't be happier. I fucking love us.
Yeah. And we're still talking about balls. Did you see that story I posted? Because I shared the first episode.
Oh, yeah.
Still talking about balls.
I was like, we sure are. We really, really are. But it's cool to see that, though, because the evolution of what it was Babes Uplifted. And then the reason why we changed it to Be Uplifted was because we're like, well, we have boys now. And B can mean anything. Boys, balls, bastos, you know, BU, like BU, you know. So we were like, you know, B's perfect. It kind of stays on brand without fucking having to make it too feminine or not feminine, you know.
Yeah.
So let's go back to the question now.
Okay.
How has what we love to do, because this is obviously something we do out of a lot of love and passion, because, you know, like you said, it's not like we're fucking balling, right? How has it affected your life, good and bad?
I mean, I don't have time. And people always think it's an excuse when they're like, hey, I need you. Can you help me do this, or are you available here? And I'm like, no, Wednesdays I have this, and I'm editing, and it's just, it's what I love to do though. It's where I kind of release all my creative energy, both verbal and then technical or whatever, and it's just a lot of work. But as Vince says, I don't look at it like work. That's why I'm able to take it on and be able to prioritize what needs to be done.
How about you? Answer that question first before I go to the next question. Like, how has it affected you, good and bad? Your personal life.
It gives me an outlet. So it's nice to be able to just express myself. Like it's really weird that, this may be something that people don't think of, but then when they see photographers and DJs and stuff like that, they'll think, oh, he knows everybody. They're very social. They're blah blah blah. But to be honest with you, a lot of us tend to want to keep to ourselves. So like there's a lot of times that people will say, oh, let me get a picture with you, or let me take a picture with you, and it's like, no, I put a lot of time and money into this camera to stand behind it, not to be in front of it, or why don't you come out and dance with us? Oh, take drinks and shots at our table. And there's a lot of people that would just love to do that. But personally for me, I'm sitting there and I'm like, nah, I'd rather just play music here, and just keep to myself. Yeah.
So yours is very much for the pure love of the music and the art.
Yeah. And then the ability to share it with people.
Without all the other shit.
Without people.
Oh, yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, because like I love, don't get me wrong, there's been times where I've had like a lot of people, and a lot to me, maybe to some people it's not a lot, but I mean, if I had 20 people here, that's a lot of people for me.
Yeah.
And I'll just feel like I have to cater to this person. Oh, is this person okay? Does this person know where the bathroom is? Does this person have any allergies or whatever,
Yeah.
Versus if I'm doing it online, I just call every girl babe. And I get to play the music that I want to play,
So it's almost like you get to be like 100% your authentic self.
I can be whoever I want, which I believe is authentic, without worrying what everybody else is gonna think.
What the repercussions are, yeah.
Yeah,
That's
because
true.
if I do something that they don't agree with, they can click on somebody else's name.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah. As opposed to like paying cover somewhere else or taking Uber somewhere else. It's like, yeah, if you don't like me, then that's cool. I'm still gonna be me.
What's one of the negatives that it affects your life?
Well, like it still takes time. It takes time. Like now that there's this new passion that I have for like, for this field, like I've had to spend more money. So it does cost time and money.
Yeah.
Yeah. But it's still worth it for me.
That's good. That's
Yeah.
the next question. At the end of the day, it's still worth it. Then it's
Yeah.
still worth it, right? That's good.
Did you have a second question, or did you want to say what your view is on?
Yeah. What is your negatives when it comes to positive and negatives since starting?
I definitely agree with you guys about the outlet, especially, and, it might sound cliche, but the busy mom thing, right? Like, I literally don't have a moment to myself on most times of the day, So when I come here, the 1 month, one or 2 days a month that we record, it's nice to have like adult conversation, intellectual conversation. It's nice to be able to like just be myself and not have someone like talking or needing something from me every 5 minutes, although I love my kids, I love them very much. It's just that, what's the word that you used? It's a place to, you used a word. I was like, not.
I don't know.
I don't know.
I'd be saying shit and just not remember it,
Yeah. So a place to kind of just like express myself and be able to like create shit. So that's definitely a positive.
I had a word for that.
Like a safe space?
Yeah, like a safe space, and also kind of like, this is mine. Do you know what I mean? Like, this is not on Ackright's stream in the pandemic, it was I was Mrs. Ackwright. I was Ackright's wife. Ackright's like side person, you know. This is something that like I created, and then you guys are like, not that it's like you're my friends, not like that, but like you are my friends that helped me like create this, and you know, it's like my project. So it's something that I can take pride in. That's like my baby, and I hold really close to my heart. Negatives is I think I'm like really fucking critical of myself. So I'm always like, should I have said that? Should I have not said that? You know, or is the team happy? Or am I doing, you know, like, are they getting bored yet? You know, I'm always just like worried. I'm in that worried state because I love it so much. You know what I mean? Does that make sense? Like when you love something so much, you're almost like overly protective of it that it causes you anxiety, you know, sometimes. That, and then I don't have enough time, and it frustrates me, that part. Like I wish I had time to create as much as you guys do, because I love watching you guys create. And so sometimes I'm like, man, fucking frustrating. Like I have to go fucking take care of these damn kids again. You know?
Sorry, kids.
Aren't you self-sufficient yet? Fucking.
But I love my kids, but at the same time, it's like, once you find something that you love and then you realize you don't have the time to do it, it becomes frustrating sometimes, you know?
But that's where the whole prioritizing comes.
Right.
Because, you know, I mean, it's I can't multitask because that's horrible. I mean, it just, you know, we talked about that before.
Yeah.
But the whole prioritizing is just, you know, that's, for me, that's the hardest part sometimes, because there's so many things that need to get done, but there's also personal things that need to get done.
Right, exactly.
And sometimes I'll shove personal things aside, except for my daughter, obviously. But a lot of the personal stuff, it just gets shoved aside to accommodate for everything that I'm trying to do.
And for me, my toxic trait is I stay up till like fucking butt o'clock in the morning, because I do want my alone time. I do want to finish my own personal goals, like fucking laundry and shit. But I also want to stream with you guys. You know what I mean? And to me, it's also worth it, you know? So, yeah.
Did you have a follow-up question?
I was going to ask something, and then it left my mind. Relationship-wise.
Oh.
Relationships.
Oh, yeah. That thing.
Let's keep it real. Like, it makes it harder, right? So what do you think is kind of like been the biggest hurdle in like finding someone as a content creator?
Knowing that you probably won't have enough time. Like, you know, you could meet somebody and you're like, oh, we could be perfect. And we're talking, like, you know, let's say online. Let's say you guys meet like on a dating app or whatever. Or even if you meet in person and you guys start talking, you know already, as you guys are, you know, you want to go take her out, you want to go out and do things, but you're like, wait a second, she kind of has to go in between or weave around my content creation schedule. You know, once my day off, Wednesdays, right? What do we do on Wednesdays?
Yeah.
I can't just go and say, all right, yeah, let's go we'll go somewhere on a Wednesday or on a Sunday, because a lot of times that's reserved for these specific events.
Right.
You know, and I think that's the hardest thing for me, is knowing that I cannot devote that much time to that, which at the end, I know it's a recipe for failure. So I'm looking at it like, I'm like, well,
so are you hesitant then every time you meet someone? Because you're like, even if this was going to be a thing, I don't know that I can. Do you get hesitant sometimes?
oh yeah, most definitely. I look at it and I'm like, well, do I have the time? Like, you know, like sometimes I'll sit there and, you know, like, cause, you know, I'll mess around on like Facebook dating. And if you guys are wondering, there is an app on Facebook for dating. And I'm swiping and I'm like, damn, she's hot, but do I have time? Then I just turn it off.
You just turn it
Yeah,
off.
it's just because I don't have it's unfair to the next person. It's unfair for somebody to you get to know each other, and then there's this build up, and then
There's no time.
Yeah. And you know, as I said, if your romance is separate, somebody, some thought, some person
Swooped in there.
can just swoop right in there and then disrupt things. And I don't want to have to go through that.
Yeah, that's
that
true.
emotional stuff. Because it will get emotional no matter how much guys think it is. You get there and you're attached, and then now you're like, fuck, I'm not stuck. I'm like, you know, stuck between, what is that called?
A rock and a hard
Oh
place.
yeah, rock in a hard place. and now I'm like, well, what? Then you just kind of give up. And then once you get there, if you do meet somebody and you guys are dating, content creation and the time, somebody's bound to say, you love that more than me.
Yeah, I see that. Would you agree with everything he's saying?
Yeah, I actually came to a new realization is that like I ruin a lot of potential like guys for the girls that I date. Because I don't know why
Elaborate.
girls. Yeah,
Elaborate.
So there's the dumb girls that are gonna be like, oh, you're Scorpio. I won't do that. No, red flag. Right.
Right.
Do you know how many boxes I check off? Oh, I've dated a guy that's a photographer. Never again. I've dated a guy that DJs. Never again. I've dated a guy that owns his own business. Never again. I've dated a content creator. Never again. I've dated like motorcycle.
Yeah.
See how many guys I'm like.
You're just ruining it.
Yeah. So I apologize to any of the guys that I was a shitty example for. I wish I could represent all of those categories a lot better, but apparently I'm just not that great. So, but I do also think that it sucks to be a content creator and look for a relationship, especially if you're in our atmosphere, because we try to relate to people, but at the same time we want to be as transparent as possible.
Yeah.
So I'm not talking about the content creators that go around Home Depot and put buckets on people's heads. No,
Yeah.
they should be hit by cars in parking lots. Right? But when it comes to something where it's like, okay, we do discuss mental health. We do
Right.
give an outlet for people to comment. So comment things that they can reach out to us for. Maybe they don't feel like they have somebody that they can talk to or somebody that will listen. I mean, hey, reach out to us. We don't have a lot of comments, so we can pay attention to all of them. But with us being in this atmosphere, we also, the transparency is there. So it's kind of sucks. It's like, oh, what was your day like today? Oh, my girlfriend was like tripping. Why do girls do this? And then I throw her under the bus,
Yeah.
So it kind of sucks. But at the same time, well, you know what? Maybe you shouldn't be such a bitch.
True. Would you say that it also affects it because of the stories that we share here? Like, you're basically going into a relationship because we are content creators and they kind of know everything about you if they're following, right?
Yeah.
Right.
And you.
And that information is accessible.
Right.
Very accessible.
Yes.
Yeah.
Whereas, like, them, it's kind of like their choice. Would you say that might also kind of be a hiccup, maybe?
I've never run into it. Well, there was that one, that one person I
Right.
met. And
That's where the question came from.
that's where so if you guys don't know,
Uh-oh. Is it dying? Hello?
hello. Oh,
There
yeah.
we go.
So if you guys don't know, I met this girl online, and I started talking to her, and it happened to be, she happened to be friends with you, right? And we were chatting. We're chatting obviously online, through Messenger or whatever. And she's like, "You like to pee on you like to pee on people, huh?"
Rich is all offended. No, I said in.
Wow.
So basically, what he's saying is she happened to catch one of our episodes and she already knew this information, which
Yes.
one would normally not share, right? Like, you wouldn't be like, yeah, so I peed on this person one day,
Yeah.
But
because they watch our shit.
You know what I did though? I said, "Wow, you know so much about me. How about you tell me about you?"
Ooh, segue.
Oh, I
You left
think
the
that
door open. That's
yeah.
good.
I was like,
it.
"Well, wow, you know so much about me. Let me, why don't you tell me about you?" And that's when the whole Ouija board and astrology conversation started happening, which then, because I was so well versed at it from having to deal with Vince or Vince talking about it, I was able to, banter.
banter with it. Yeah.
Banter. Vince.
Have you ever had any kind of where you're like, damn, like this bitch is gonna know everything about me, like those feelings?
Well, it kind of sucked when our last podcast.
Oh my gosh! If you haven't seen the Boys' Night episode, you have to watch that.
What reason did you want? Why did you bring up July 4th? There's no point. There was none.
Wow.
Watch
what
it.
happened July 4th?
There's fireworks.
No.
Yes.
He said the
But why,
sound
like-
effects though. The fact that when she said the date, I was dead. I was like, no, she didn't.
I was like, wow, you took a mental note, or like you wrote it down, or
She sure did.
Yeah, like
Sure.
I don't.
She wrote it in her diary.
I know her well enough. She sure did. She peed in the corner and everything too to
my
mark her
God.
spot.
She's gonna listen to this and she's gonna be like, "You're so mean."
That's what she always says about me. But I'm just being real. Look, for you to remember that date, you have to have either made a strong mental note or wrote it down.
Yeah,
She's gonna say it's because it was July 4th and it was a memorable day already.
guess
Like, I don't even remember what I did July 4th.
I
I
don't
think I
remember I
fell
did-
asleep.
I was included in that story, and I don't even remember that.
Oh no!
I mean, like, I'm not saying that it wasn't memorable, but I didn't associate it with like, oh, I know the exact date or whatever. I was just like, yeah, there was a last time that we've done something. I just didn't know that it was then.
Was it you that was that? And then someone, was it you, had to add the comment, that wasn't that long ago.
That was me. It
I was
wasn't.
like, this motherfucker.
He was like 5 months ago. I'm like, no, bro, you don't count that day, that month. You count the next subsequent months after.
That's so funny.
It's very convenient that my fake girlfriend and the girl that I'm like talking to was in the chat.
So that's what made it even more entertaining. This is why you guys have to watch it. This is literally if Vince got thrown into a room
Like-
with the ex, the current, the whatever.
Have you
know?
ever seen a telenovela in
like
English?
that,
There,
yeah.
it's like that.
Exactly.
So how do you balance that?
Yeah, let's talk
Like,
about that.
Yeah, let's talk about that.
You don't really have to balance it because there's a mutual understanding that it's like we're only what we have access to.
This is what it is, basically.
Yeah, like there's somebody that I really think that I kind of like, and I really think that she kind of likes me, but we can't physically be together because of like proximity. So, it is what it is. So if she
Have you
Po-
sent this person a nude?
no, you can lie detect me too.
No, I put it away.
Okay, yeah, I haven't. Wait,
I asked you that when we were testing.
and
the
it
light
was I told the truth, right?
Yes.
Yeah. So yeah, I haven't sent her a nude. Do I want to? If she asks for it.
Send him one first. He's waiting for the green light.
But
This is
it's-
your cue.
No, it really doesn't get in the way of anything. If anything, I think that it's a lot more convenient because now I don't have somebody that's gonna nag me when I come home.
Okay, so that goes into my next question. So my next question was going to be, do you feel like these like online like flirtation or like online quick dating kind of thing, do you think it hinders your ability to date in real life because you're kind of already sufficing this easy connection? Like you're already able to kind of do the flirting and like connect with a person, but you don't really have to be committed to it. So it's almost like, what's the point of going out and putting in the work in real life? Because I'm already getting a little bit of satisfaction here.
For me, it's the confusion. Like when you get that, like I've been in Vince's situation in the past, and it's like you don't know exactly where you stand, right? I mean, it's like kind of convenient, but not.
Is it for the show? Is it not?
Yeah, is it online? Is it not? And it's like then you meet people offline, actually in real life.
Yeah.
Then you don't know what your status is here. You know what I mean? You don't know whether or not like can I really date somebody
Am I supposed to
for
claim
real?
them?
Yeah, because I'm quote unquote kind of like semi, but not really like attached to this person, but I probably could never see him because with Vince had distance, proximity, and whatever. But like I meet somebody, and it's like we hit it off. Now I have a problem.
That's true.
You know what I mean?
What do you say to that? Since that's kind of like you're kind of
So if that actually happened, I would like, let's say if I met somebody in real life tomorrow, we hit it off and we start dating, I would message whoever I flirt with excessively, that, hey, things have changed. And before I just say something online or before you guys like start getting catty with each other or whatever, I just want to let you know things are going a certain way with this person, and yeah.
So you would just like have that open communication and let them know right away before there is any confusion.
Yeah, as opposed to like say somebody says, "Hey, babe," and then like, "That's my DJ," and then the next person is like, "Oh, he's mine in real life." You know, I hate for that to happen. That kind of sucks.
So
You can only ignore so much in a chat.
So said person that was on the last episode was saying that she was drunk, and that's why she had what? What is she talking about? I was very curious. I must have missed that. Was she talking about what you were just talking about?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
okay,
So and it's funny too, because like I've even had that conversation with her in person. I told her, I was just like, you know, I'm having fun with this. I'm doing this to entertain the audience. I am truly only treating girls the way that girls treat us, by calling all of them babe,
Yeah.
or showing them signs of like,
Affection or whatever,
yeah.
even although it be fake or whatever.
Yeah, because there's no way that it's gonna
Happen.
pan out. Yeah, so it's like, okay, so it was something that was harmless, and I did it openly.
Right.
So if there's one person in, I'll be like, hey babe. If there's somebody else in there, I'll be like, hey boo. You know, stuff like that. So they know that I'm like cheating on them or with
so
them.
he
Whatever.
is an open
yeah.
asshole, so it's acceptable.
Yeah, exactly.
He's honest.
Yeah.
That's what we ask for.
No, actually, I'm not an open or honest asshole. I'm a fictitious asshole. Because it wasn't real life. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, some of these girls, I still don't know what they look like.
True.
You know, because they just have their avatar on like, you know, the outline of a person.
Oh yeah.
No
yeah,
idea
yeah.
what they look like. You know, they don't have an Instagram link. Not that I would actually even click, because there's been 3 in a row that I was like, oh, they're not even real people. So
Yeah.
I'm not even gonna click or see if they're worth like wishing I was with him, because
Right.
there's no point.
True.
You know, I'm not gonna put myself through that. So, anyways, where did I leave off? What was the question? I don't know. I don't even know.
So
Yeah.
being online, would you say that you kind of feel like you have to have this like personality because you are a person online?
I think we're all. I mean, I'll speak for myself. I think I'm pretty much the same here on camera and off. Maybe on the actual YouTube channel, you might be a little different. The delivery could be a little different because obviously you're performing, right?
Right.
It's you know, no matter how much people say, "Oh, I'm true in front of the camera," you are technically performing. So your voice is a
Exactly.
little bit elevated. Your gestures are just a
Bigger.
bit bigger, elongated.
And you're talking about shit you wouldn't normally talk about. So
Yeah, and then,
different thing. Yeah.
yeah, so I mean, like the only thing that worries me, it's like I always think it's like, how much does this person I'm talking to know about me, and how much I do not know about them?
Okay, so
Yeah.
that's your biggest thing. So what about you? Do you ever worry about like, oh, I have to uphold this image? Do
No,
ever
you
feel
get what
that?
you get. I mean,
I think that's true. You guys are both very the same on and off camera. Yeah.
I think that's the only thing that some people may get different from me, is that they may think, because I am doing this podcast with you, because we talk about how many times like I'm around these beautiful women, how fast, like, or like how comfortable I would be in a public setting. But
Yeah.
to be honest with you, I really like to keep it to myself. You know, like, yeah, there's people that come here that are very beautiful. You know, there's people that I'm on the podcast with that are very beautiful.
Thank you.
I would get nervous around you if I didn't know you and just like walked up to you and stuff
Yeah,
like
it's
that.
kind of crazy because, like he said, you are very natural, right? Like, which is why we invited you. But then he shared with us, like, yeah, I'm really socially awkward, guys. Like, I'm really shy. I get really nervous. I was like, really? Like, that's news to me. I would have never known that. You know?
Yeah, that's why. Like when I'm in a DJ booth, like I'm happy if nobody asks me for requests. I'm happy if nobody
Yeah.
acknowledges me and stuff like that. You know, like when I do my photo shoots and stuff like that, I don't want to be in front of the camera. I don't want, you know,
Yeah.
like if I go to a nightclub event and I'm taking pictures and then somebody will be like, oh, can I take a picture of you? And I'm like, sure, if you want. I don't know what you're gonna do with it.
That's
you
true.
know?
You know how I know? Because I've been trying to get us to do a new Be Uplifted intro photo shoot. And this guy's just like, no, And I'm like,
Yeah.
he's like, well, we have to find someone. And then I found someone, so we're going to get there. So we're going to get there. He's not excited about it, though. But that's okay. He's going to do it for us because he loves us.
Yep.
So for my end, I feel like it's a little different. I feel like I'm very authentic too on camera. I mean, you guys hang out with me. I'm the
Yeah.
same. But the part that I feel like is almost stressful when I think of like cons, right, is like, for example, my Makeup Lifted page is very, I made it to be uplifting. Like that's what I wanted, right? I
Yeah.
wanted to give messages to like women, people, young girls about, you know, self-love and like share my thing. But you get to a point where like you're like, I'm not always a happy person though. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, and people always expect you to be that happy person or expect you to be the uplifter. And I like it because I feel like content creating is now kind of like changing, where more people are being more authentic, you know, and people are not having the perfect background all the time. You know,
Yeah.
they're not having the perfect lighting. And I think that's what stopped me from creating on and off all the time, is because I'm like, fuck, like there's fucking clothes everywhere. My kids are running amok. Like, what's the point? I'm not going to have that aesthetic look, you know, so it would stop
Yeah.
me. But now people are like, I don't give a fuck. I just want you to be real. Like, tell me what the product really delivers, you know, like who fucking cares what your background is? Who cares what's going on? So it's, for me, that's like the part where I'm like, ugh, am I being authentic? Like, what if I make this fucking get ready with me video? Do I actually get ready like that every day? You know, like,
Of course you don't.
yeah.
I mean, that's just it. I mean, you get ready with me does not necessarily mean get ready with me the way I do every day.
Every day. Yeah.
You just get ready with me now.
And I think that's like also one of the positives is the older I get and the more that I am in this field, the more I realize authenticity will always win. You
Right.
know what I mean? Over these like fucking faked like set up Instagrams and like everything
The
is like
curated skits.
Curated,
Yeah.
yes, that's the word I was looking for.
Yeah.
Curated things, yeah, for sure.
It's definitely a process, and I think
There's a lot of learning curve to it. For
well
sure.
there is, and there's a lot of like, I mean, I've YouTube analytics, all this stuff is just
There's so much
bore you
to
guys
it.
to death if
Yeah.
I decided to talk about analytics and stuff like that. But
No, I actually do want to touch on that just a little bit because I feel like one of the biggest, what's the word? I'm like fucking having a hard time thinking today. A lot of people think that being a content creator is easy, right? Like a lot of people, their stereotypes, that's the word I was looking for. Their stereotypes is like, oh, so you just fucking sit in front of a makeup or in front of a camera and talk. Oh, so you just walk around and carry a camera. Oh, so you guys just fucking sit around and just fucking eat mukbangs and like play games or whatever.
Yep.
And so a lot of people look at content creators like they're fucking these lazy fucking pieces of shit that don't want to get a real job, or like what the fuck are they doing? What's the point? But I really do want to touch. There's so much like analytics, numbers, like there's a science behind it, and I kind of want to talk about that, and I want you to share that a little bit because I want people to know that we're not just sitting here fucking filming. You know, like there's true work that goes into it, and experience and
yeah, I mean,
knowledge.
it just doesn't end with the filming. I mean, you film, then you edit, and then you upload, and then after that, after a few weeks or so, you kind of look up and you look at the analytics. And yeah, I mean, I would say the TikTok crowd is what probably gives content creators a bad name. It's just because it's easy to point and shoot with TikTok, other than the really like curated stuff. But still, even then, for somebody to get to that point, like as we discussed earlier, because I was saying, you have to do at least 3 of those a day. Three of those a day for a whole month, and make it 2 months, and then make it 3 months. Get that routine going, and that's where you develop that, right? There's some people that some streamers that all they do is that they create content. Like I don't even know how they sleep. They're streaming for 9-10 hours, and then they have other sites, Patreons, they have YouTube, then they have the OF world, the OnlyFans world, and I don't even know how they sleep. But you just get, people actually do take this job seriously, no matter how it appears to you, because all you see is the final product, and you're like, oh, cool. So you just like you said, do the makeup. Everybody's cool. Everybody thinks you just sit there and you do your makeup and then you record and you upload. till they sit down and start it themselves.
Right, exactly. That's one of the things I wanted to mention was sometimes a 1 minute clip, you guys, like a 1 minute fucking clip. You think, oh, they just fucking cut a 1 minute clip. No, sometimes that can take hours of filming and hours of editing to get that perfect one clip. You know what I mean? And I think a lot of people miss that, you know?
So all you people that are trying to hire me for this low amount and saying I just need a 1 minute video. No, it's not that. Yeah.
No.
I'll give you a perfect example. Today we filmed for that one new YouTube channel that we have.
Yeah.
It was like almost like, well, let's not include just setup with actually the recording. It was about an hour's worth of footage.
It was how much? 91 compressed
91 gigs.
91 gigs of compressed footage.
But as far as time wise, it's about an hour's worth of footage, and that's only going to be like an 8-minute video.
Yeah.
So, you know, there's a lot of time being put on there. And I think that people just don't realize until they sit there and they're like, wow, I just did a 3-minute video, but it took me an hour and a half to finish it.
Right,
Yeah.
exactly.
Plus, not to mention, but then I have to think about this because I provide the, tens of thousands of dollars of the equipment that I'm still
Yes.
paying off. Like, yeah, it's
an investment
That's
for
not
him.
That's not a flex. I'm like begging you guys to like subscribe to us so we can get. You know what I'm saying? Like, help me pay this off so we can get in
I
the
know,
out of the
please,
red.
because I can't pay them. Please help pay them. Exactly.
His feet pics.
Yeah.
Well, and then even more for like makeup content creating too. People don't see how we have to like pause, transition, pause, pick up a new product, pause, hold up the product. You know, like there's like all this fucking stopping and going. It's not just like this ebb and flow of like, yeah, okay, now I'm done. You know?
I mean, that's how it looks like at the end.
Yeah,
but
exactly.
Yeah, but they don't see all of the times that I felt fat in this take. Let me do it again. Or this was a bad angle. Or I had a wardrobe malfunction in this, so I have to start all over again. Or I forgot my lines here. So, it just, there's a lot that goes into it. And some people, and this can be very misleading if you have a significant other that's not versed in content creation. Because like on one hand, and this is here, I'll use myself as the opposite side in this example. When I take a girl out to eat and she wants to take pictures of all of this shit, and I'm like, I just want to eat my fucking food, it's cold. So I would be the one that's misunderstanding the content creator on the other side. But I have a right to get mad because I've been a better content creator than all of the girls that I've dated. So
Yeah, it's true.
Yeah.
It's true. You have to be really understanding if you are going to be the partner of a content creator, because I feel like unless you do content creating, you really don't get it. You're just like, I don't fucking get it. Like, I don't understand what the point is, especially when you're not making money yet, right? To the outside people, they're like,
what a waste of time.
What a waste of time. And
Yeah.
why are you investing all these hours you're speaking of, but you're not getting anything out of it? And that's when we say that it really is out of like the love and the passion, you know?
Yeah, but even then, like, why do you have to understand it? If somebody else likes it, why do you have to understand it?
yeah,
you
can't I just be happy?
Yeah, you can just support it and go, I don't know what the fuck's he doing downstairs and filming himself all day, but hey, whatever makes him happy.
Yeah, if they're not hurting anybody, if they're not asking you to hurt yourself, support them. Like,
Yeah.
it's not that fucking hard.
Me doing dumb shit like this, not that this is dumb, but me doing like content creating is keeping me from cheating on you. With the exception of all the girlfriends that I have on Twitch.
Yeah. Me doing all this keeps me from meeting you. I can't even cheat on you because I've never met you because I'm here. I got to edit this tomorrow. No,
Yeah.
Friday.
Okay, so PSA to
Yeah.
all the single ladies. If you can handle being with a guy that is always here at the strip club every Tuesday, kicking it with-
See, you make it sound so wrong.
No, I'm being real because I'm okay with that.
Okay, okay, strip club every
yeah,
Tuesday.
strip club every Tuesday, making a lot of content creating, being surrounded by different types of people, not just beautiful women, but guys, other photographers, models, like whatever. If you're open to that and you're willing to be part of this world, please come join us because I need to get my boys here some like solid women so that they could just be part of, we can grow, you know, our family can grow and shit.
Yeah.
Even though mine and Lonnie's men never want to fucking be on though. It's fine.
Yeah, but at least they understand, right?
They
Yeah,
understand,
they're
yeah.
accepting of it. They're
Supportive,
understanding.
yeah.
They're supportive. Yeah.
So we need a supportive girl, 2 girls. I said girl for between the two of you.
We can share.
That's down, you know?
Yeah, just run up to me and go, I'm totally down.
Yes.
And I'm like, no.
That's the code word. I'm totally down.
But you have to jiggle while you talk to me.
Yeah, this way and then this way.
I'm totally down.
I'm totally down. You have to purr at him. That's what he's into, remember? That was it, right? The purring,
Yeah.
the cat purring.
I don't get it.
You get it. Okay, so I've been doing all the question asking. So are we done with this topic or is there anything else we want to add for... Okay, let's be more positive because I feel like we keep telling everybody like this is gonna fucking steal your life.
It will though. I mean,
It will.
It will. It does, and that's
But
and
what are
Just
the
like
positives
kids,
for-
though. It's like kids. You think that kids are gonna ruin your life? They will, but they give you a better life.
So for people that are possibly watching this that are like, say we do title it like, is it worth being a content creator? What are the positives? Like if they are like, I've been really thinking about this, but you guys just named a bunch of reasons why it's sucky. What about the positives?
I could tell you one positive that might be all the reason that you need is if you do it, you'll never look back and wish you did.
Ooh, we should
You
just
know what
end
I'm
right
saying?
there. Take the mic, drop it, walk it away.
like I don't.
Very well.
The thing. Yeah, the thing is like, you know, when you try to mention the positives, doing it is actually the positive.
The positive,
That's
yeah.
the
Yeah.
positive. And I'm only pointing out the struggle, right? The climb. We're pointing out the climb and all the trials and tribulations that you will go through to be able to reach that summit, whatever that summit's going to be for you. But actually being on this podcast and then being on whatever YouTube channel, having your own, being on your Instagram, that is the plus side. The plus side is you doing what
doing
you want
you.
to
Can I ask a fucked up 2-part question?
Okay.
Did you enjoy our episode when it was me and Rich?
Yeah. for
Okay.
sure.
So, like, wait, you watched it on Twitch, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So let me. So
I'm scared of the question.
So,
I'm like, what's
no,
coming?
no, no. I mean, really think of this.
Yeah.
Like, let's say you didn't listen to me keep bugging you about doing this, right?
Right.
What if last week when we recorded it and we stopped and we said, you know what? I want to give a thanks to Ari because we did this because of her, but she never got started. But you could be here with us if you started. How would, like, you know what I'm saying? How would that make you feel?
It would for sure give me like major FOMO.
Yeah. So just
And
don't have FOMO.
Yeah.
Just,
Yeah, just do it.
yeah.
Major FOMO and major like, dang, I inspired them, but I couldn't even push myself. That's kind of fucked up.
Yeah. But I mean, in reality, when you look back at yourself, you know, you're gonna look at some of the things that you would critique yourself on.
Yeah.
But I would rather be like, hey, I tried it and I found out it wasn't for me, as opposed to, God, I wish I would have done that and been there, you know?
Right.
So,
Yeah, I'd rather have tried and failed than not try at all. I mean, it's kind of weird because, you know, like you brought up the first time you met us or you met me or I met you at the meetup and it was us three.
Yeah.
And I don't recall anybody else there because they probably got drowned out in our conversation.
For real,
oh yeah, they probably just sat there with headphones on, but they weren't, yeah.
But the funny thing is, it's like sometimes my memory's all kind of just buggy, but I kind of remember what you were wearing that day. You were in that brown jacket.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And I was like one of those things where I was like, okay, well, you know, if Vince brought you in, there was a reason for it, but I wasn't gonna like hold your hand to it.
Right. Yeah.
Right. So it was almost like, okay, cool. Yeah. Like, and then, you know, when we got to that point, and I think the first episode I was on was when you guys dressed up as Vince.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Right. And I think that was the first official day.
Official.
That was the first
because
official.
it wasn't the meeting day. Yeah.
Yeah. It was the official day. And then that was me in the back pushing the buttons. If you guys didn't know, it's no longer available. But no, but I think that at some point there has to be a reason why, and I think that when people come, and I don't necessarily want to like sound like I'm high and mighty or whatever, but I've done this for long enough that I'm always willing to give out my knowledge, right, my tips or whatever, to just anybody that asks.
Yeah.
Because the tree never worries about how much fruit it gives,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
And the thing with that is that you're gonna want it to eventually get more fruit.
Right. Yeah.
Right. So that's my thing to you guys. If you guys ever want like tips or just, like whatever, hit us up. But if you don't act on it, don't expect us to also be always there to help you out also.
Yeah. Like they'll help you, but they're not going to do like the hand holding and the coddling the whole time.
I know that's my computer, but is it supposed to be like that?
Oh no. Is something going wrong? Uh-oh. Pause.
It's bad that I don't know how to work my own computer.
Oh, okay. Cool.
Okay, defrost. Yeah.
Yeah, so basically to his point, if you want it, you have to put in the work, but the work will be so worth it.
You know what I heard recently, and I don't know how we can change the terms or whatever so that it will be more applicable to our conversation, but there was this guy that said if you want to be able to shop without looking at the price, you have to be able to work without looking at the time.
Ooh.
Right. Ooh, yep.
Ooh, that's a good one. I like that. I like that.
Yep.
And for me, another positive too is that, like you said, the final product, right? Like sometimes I get like discouraged by the time and like the editing and like, fuck, I have to kind of think of more concepts. But then once that concept comes to fruition, like when I watch some of our episodes back, I'm like, damn, we did that. You know, like that's so cool to watch that back and see that we created that episode or that we curated that conversation, it's really cool to watch. And for me, watching that final product and being able to look back and be like, I didn't just think about it, I didn't just hope for it, like I made it happen. That in itself is very rewarding as well.
Yeah, I think it's you get a lot of people like, oh, I want to start a podcast to be kind of.
Oh, what the hell?
I don't know. Like people like, I want to start a podcast. It'd be kind of cool to have a podcast. I'm like, then do it. I don't know. Like, fucking do it.
Yeah.
Like all it requires is for us three to sit down here in front of microphones. I mean, take away the equipment, right? That you have to set up. Cause
trust me, like he said, we needed help, but we did it. We did it on a little webcam, a fucking phone, a couple cheap microphones. Like we made it happen.
Cheap.
So.
Right.
Cheap. Fuck.
Yeah.
I think Vince even mentioned that. And like, yeah, they just do it on a webcam. I'm like, okay.
Yeah. Well, we didn't think it was going to be any longer than the pandemic. Like me and Akrat were like, yeah, we'll just do this until I go back to start gigging. And then we realized it's something I wanted to continue.
Yeah.
And that's when I was like, okay, now we got to start actually giving a fuck about the
the pandemic I mean, I was doing my podcast on Facebook Live during the pandemic. I took it from YouTube and I put it into Facebook because there was more traffic coming into YouTube into Facebook because everybody was on Facebook.
Yeah, everybody was on Facebook.
Everybody. So I had the Roughnecks podcast on YouTube.
Is it still there?
It's on the Kuya Rich Fan Cafe.
Shut up!
There's
really?
actually
I have to go back and watch that.
Yeah, you gotta just go to the Kuya. You type in the Kuya Rich Fan Cafe, and then you'll probably see it there. There's a bunch of reels in there, the stuff that I was doing during the pandemic. That's kind of cool.
That's awesome.
Yeah, but yeah, it's obviously been a journey, and the thing is, like the funnest part is to look back and you see your growth. You see like me moving from like pretty shitty quality to the quality now, from bad lighting to worse lighting.
Yeah, I like watching us grow as a team because I'm a girl and I'm mushy, so. I'm so emotional.
Yeah.
You know what else is like really, really cool? Like I don't know, we haven't crossed this line yet. so I don't know what it's like to have like a huge following and stuff. But I can tell you that if one person comes up to you and recognizes you and they talk about a particular episode, it's very rewarding.
No, that's actually true because I've had people do that to
Yeah.
me. Like, and I know you guys have had a couple people do that too. Like, I didn't even know you watched, you know, they're like, oh my God, it's so funny when you said this. Or you got, like I said, I think on the last episode, I mentioned that someone had mentioned that we were hilarious, right? They're like, oh yeah, we listened to you guys and you guys are so funny. And that's just like, oh, you care and you like our shit. Like, not that we need that validation, but to receive it is very, like, it's very like we have so much gratitude for that, you know. I don't know what the word is that I was looking for, but you know what I mean.
I don't know. It's
Yeah, I appreciate it very, very much. You know, I'm very appreciative of it, and it's just really weird because like there's been platforms and stuff that I would have like a big group, you know, that's whether they're like cheering or whatever, you know, because I've DJ'd in front of a big crowd.
Yeah.
But I mean, don't get me wrong, that sounds great, and you know, Tao, if you want to book me again, cool with that. But yeah, I think that the coolest thing was that, you know, somebody coming up and saying, "Oh, I loved this episode. I saw you because my homegirl like recommended." I was like, first off, who's your homegirl?
Yeah.
But it was really cool because they actually were like talking and they were like, I can't believe that you said this, and I can never get away with saying this, and it was really nice that like somebody was asking you something and I was thinking my answer and then you actually said it, and I was like, oh, that's cool, you know, like
representation almost.
Yeah,
you know?
so it was really cool because there's been a lot of podcasts, there's been a lot of like YouTube videos and shorts and reels that I've been watching that people will say something, I'm like, stupid.
Yeah.
Right? And then it's like, I wish I could rebuttal that. And then like somebody says, yeah, I've watched you. And then like they asked you a question and I wanted to answer it so bad, but then you gave the same answer as me. And I was like, oh yes, preach. I was like, whoa, that's weird.
I think our podcast is also unique because you see a lot of either male, right, or female, or it's a male and female, but they're like legit like arguing, you know, with each other. Whereas like us, we do have different points of views, but we're all very respectful about it, but very transparent. You know, it's like this like sense of respect and family that we share on the channel, even when there's disagreement. It's not like, but you know, you know, we're not like that here. You know, like we could be, but we're not.
Yeah.
But we still have our authentic answers. You know,
because I do believe that when we're doing our, you know, conversations, we're open. And we're respectful of other people's opinions, and we actually genuinely want to understand it from the other point of view.
Yes, exactly.
Versus a guest
Proving
that we've had,
our point of view.
Yeah, as opposed to like a guest that we had previously.
we're back to that.
Where it's like it's one of those things. It's like, do you want the right answer, or are you trying to get your answer to be right? You can't. You know what I'm saying? It's like,
Right.
Yeah, we're at least we respect each other.
Right, exactly. And I think that that's true, that we really debate and discuss to understand, not to prove a point. I definitely agree with that for sure.
Because I think I know that I've admitted that I was wrong before.
Yeah, oh, for sure. Yeah. And you've also said, oh, I've never, you know, you both have said that, oh, I had never seen it from that perspective.
Yeah.
You know, and vice versa. Like you guys have made me and Lonnie go, oh, I never saw it from the guy's perspective like that, you know?
Yeah.
So balance.
Yeah.
So I think the moral of the story too is get you a team that you can trust and that you love to be around, because I think that's another thing I've learned too in content creating. You have to have a good team beside you. You know, like it's hard to do it on your own. You can, but it's even better when you have good people helping you or by your side or inspiring you. You know?
Surround yourself with the people that have the same vision. That'll make the journey a lot better, a lot easier for you. Somebody that's either been there or is traveling the same road as you, just so that whatever frustrations, they're going to go through it too. And I'm telling you, content creation is just much like anything else. You travel the same roads.
Yep.
You hit the same bumps. You
Same
have
frustrations.
the same frustrations. And it's best that, that you have a group of people that you can go, okay, well, what the fuck am I doing? And you actually get like an answer, or have a group of people trying to find the same answer.
Right.
And it's almost like what is it? Conquering in numbers.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's like that's the best part about it. It's just basically coming in as a group and trying to achieve whatever we're trying to achieve.
Yeah, for sure. Surround yourself with like-minded people. That's very true. Good job. I agree. Good job. What was it? We went to Lonnie's baby shower, and I said something like, I totally mommed on him by accident, like not
Okay.
even on purpose. I was like, oh, let's go say bye to Lonnie. So we go, and we're walking, we go say bye to Lonnie. And I was like, bye, Lonnie. I give him a hug. I was like, Rich, say bye. Give her a hug. Like, you know how I tell my kids, like, say bye to auntie.
Hey, mano po.
Yeah, say bye to your auntie. Give her a hug. I accidentally did that, and Rich was like, "Yes, mom." I was like, "Oh my god, I'm so sorry. I didn't even mean to do that."
Speaking of that too, so I also do a lot of other things, right, other than content creation.
Yeah.
And then at that point, your son was like, "I want to ride a skateboard."
Oh yeah,
And Ackright was like, "Yeah, that's gonna take a while because I don't know how to ride a skateboard."
yeah. This guy, he's so sweet.
And I'm like, "Oh, you want to ride a skateboard? I can teach you." And then the first thing out of her mouth was like, "When are you gonna have time for
Yeah,
that?"
I was like, "When, Rich? When?" And he was like, it was so cute because he was just like on it. He's like, "I can teach you. I can teach you how to skateboard. Super
I can't-
sweet."
but I can.
Yeah, and he could, right? And like my son, because he sees his cool uncles all the time. Like when I watch and I clip, he goes, "Are those my uncles?" I'm like, "Yeah." He's like, "They're so cool, because they see him on the TV." And then he's like, "Uncle Rich said he would," and I'm like looking at Rich. I'm like, "When? When the fuck are you gonna do that?"
No, we prioritize. I secretly threw in my yo-yo skills too.
Yep.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Because my son is like on yo-yoing right now. Like he's just like watching the videos, and all of a sudden Rich like busts out with the tricks, and he's like, "Oh, now you're even cooler."
Ari's like, "How do you learn things so fast?" I'm like, "No, I just dabble in a lot of things."
And
you know?
everything.
Yeah, that's also one thing. If you want to dabble in it, fucking dabble.
Just do
Yeah.
it. I'm learning that from these guys. It doesn't matter. You can like 20 things. It's okay, guys.
Just like DJing.
But I suck at that. Like I've just accepted that.
Did you
How
hear
good
the-
do you think he was
Do you
on
hear
his
it?
first
Do you-
10 streams?
It's still on there, like on my.
But you are a natural.
No, I'm
like
not.
for
Nope.
me,
No, I'm not.
you're a natural at learning things, just in general, is what
Nope.
I'm saying.
No.
Yes,
no,
he is.
No, the
Listen.
people that are good
No,
at
no, no,
learning
no.
things
He
are
said
just
no, 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 no,
stubborn.
no.
Yeah,
That's it.
No, yeah, you just have the drive to conquer it. It's just that everybody's gonna suck at the same level. You just have the ability to block out all of that and then hit a goal.
I feel like, okay, the one time that I DJ'd with you, I felt like, and I know this was like completely me because you're such a patient person, right? Like, but in my head, I'm like, Vince is probably like, bitch, just get it already,
Oh, he was
'Cause-
saying it.
I know, because it's like over and over again, and I kept fucking it up, or I couldn't get it, and I couldn't get it, and then like the one time I did it, you were like so happy for me. I was
Yeah.
like, oh, he's proud of me, But I was like, damn, this is a long time for me to learn this one thing. He's probably like, okay, are you? Did you learn it yet?
Just sit at home and
Yeah, but you already said that too. That you knew music, you know how to read music, you know how to do all that stuff. Like I don't. The last time I read music was when I was like in 4th grade. I don't remember that.
It's a totally different thing.
I can't read music at all.
You could understand like beats, bars, and phrases and all that stuff.
That's true.
But you still have to be like,
Yeah, but you also don't have 4 kids.
you know what I don't have. You know what else I don't have? Fucking excuses.
That's true.
Yeah.
But you also don't cake my kids and I'll do it.
Okay, let's go.
Okay, let's go.
We're gonna go. Me and your kids. We're gonna be at the back room at Pacers on Tuesdays with steaks.
Okay.
And you could.
I don't
No, I'm just
understand why you don't just take this as a bonding experience with your kids. Like, your son at least thinks, oh, Uncle Rich and Uncle Vincent, they're cool. Well, we both DJ. So
Yeah, but I can't bring just my son. Like my daughters have volleyball. My other son has his shit.
bring them where? Don't you have equipment set up at home?
I'm not. You mean like just learn by myself when I have to take them to multiple different places?
Yeah, I'll tell you something. I didn't teach him anything.
Yeah.
I let him learn.
How am I going to drive to places while I'm DJing? Like the different practices, the different patient errands. That's the problem.
Like,
So, funny story. I've
So the
done that.
middle of the night is when I can do it, but that's also when I like. You guys are DJing.
no, but look, don't ever.
I'm gonna come over here then at 2:00 in the morning. You're gonna teach me.
Of course I am.
Yeah, just bring. I mean, no, it's already all set up. But I'm saying, you just have to, again, prioritize.
No, they're right. I can admit that.
You also have a right to do that because that mixer is your husband's.
Yeah.
So
It's true.
Yeah.
I think about that.
Yeah. So it's like, hello, I would like to use my equipment.
No, I can admit that. Like when they say that they're excuses, it is very difficult for me to find the time. But if I really, 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 really wanted to, like, let's keep it real.
First of all, you don't find time; you make.
You make
time.
the time.
Yeah.
No, they're right.
Yeah.
And I can admit that DJing and learning how to DJ is not at the top of my priority list right now with all this. I can admit that. So the lesson is, if you want to learn how to do it, you're going to make the time.
So building on that, how come girls don't prioritize their significant other? I'll give an example for that, right? I'll give an example for that. Wait.
Okay, yeah, I want to hear this. Let's do this.
So-
is this a new episode?
So most of no. Okay, no, it's piggybacking off of like making priorities and stuff like
Okay.
that. So most of the girls that I know, for the most part, show up to work on time.
Okay.
Those same percentage of girls are also late to every dinner or date. So, from what I understand, that means that you don't prioritize us, because you'll do it for something else, but you won't do it for us. Why is that?
I can't answer to that because I'm only late now that I became a parent. I was never like that dating. So I don't know. Like I was always so excited to be with my significant other. So I was always on time. So
Yeah.
But I guess my best guess, this is my guess if I were to like try to make a guess, is
Well, before you say it, think of how many jokes there are about women being late. for a date.
No, that's what I'm saying.
And how many are there for guys?
None. Right.
Exactly.
Absolutely.
So
I think what it is women, as fucked up, this is just a guess, so you girls are probably going to come for me if they don't agree with me, is I think because we're getting dolled up to see you, right?
get ready earlier.
They think it's an excuse, like you get the prize at the end. Do you know what I mean?
So is it fucked up if they're 15 minutes late and I just leave?
Probably they would be upset about that, but as an outsider looking in, I would understand why you would do that. You know, like obviously if it happened to me, I'm not gonna lie, I'm a female, right? I'd probably be like, what the fuck? But I can see why you would do that.
Or would it be more fun if as soon as I arrive there, I order an appetizer? That way, by the time she gets there, it's probably coming out. And if she's late enough where I can start eating, ikaw ang bahala. That's that's your fault.
Wow, he busted out the Tagalog.
Right?
Look, right? He was serious about that one.
Right?
I would rather you do the second one. I'd
like
be okay with that.
let's say if we were meeting for dinner and then if
And you're fucking late. You're just like, I'm gonna get started.
Yeah, I'm just gonna you'll show up and I'm already eating.
I think that depends on the girl, because for me, I wouldn't really mind, because I'm the type of person that beats myself up when I'm late. So I'm like, oh my God, thank God you started eating, would make me feel better. I'd be like, okay, at least he's not waiting for me. But I think a lot of women would have a problem with that, honestly. Like,
So guys,
And
this is the new plan, guys. When you
Just
get
start
there,
eating.
no, when you get there, order the food. If she's not there by the time the appetizers come, that's her fault. And if that's the case, pay for everything already. So if she orders anything,
she has to pay for it.
it's like, yo, I took care of my shit. Where were you at? This is gonna be fun. Oh my.
You do it. What are you gonna do? What are you gonna do if you're in that situation, Glenn?
Like 15 minutes is not that long.
But no.
Like personally, like for me, it's like
It's not that long, but
one
it is the
YouTube video
principle.
I know one YouTube video is 8 minutes.
Yeah.
That's how I think in my head. I'm like, well, I'll just continue to watch this fucking YouTube video. He should be here by the time I finish the second one.
Yeah.
True, but I mean, think of it. It is the principle.
So time with him lasts in YouTube videos. That's how he.
And in those 15 minutes, I'll be honest with you, each minute I'm thinking I got stood up. I'm gonna look stupid.
Oh, really? I mean, I don't think that. I'm just like, whatever. I'm like, you stand me up. I'm just gonna go order food. I'm gonna eat. I'm gonna have my own. I'm
And
gonna
that's
spend
why
time
you
alone.
order it right when you get there.
No, no. What I'm saying.
This is a foolproof plan. Look, if you look up the menu for the restaurant, you're gonna look like, say you guys show up together. It's gonna look like you know what you're doing. You can take charge. You know, like
Yeah.
it's not one of those indecisive like bitch ass guys. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? On the flip side, you get your food and you don't have to wait for her to take pictures of it. You can eat it hot.
Oh, well, the thing is, like, I'm never worried about getting stood up because I'm the fucking prize. Motherfucker, look, if you don't show up, guess what? I'm gonna order my food. I'm gonna eat it.
I don't have to share.
I'm gonna have a fun time by my fucking self because I know how to be by myself.
Yeah.
First and foremost, I'm not reliant on your. I mean, you're a plus at that point.
Yeah.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So mentally, I'm just like, whatever. If you don't show up, you don't show up. Hey, water off a duck's back. See you next time.
Yeah.
Move on.
I think that's a great way to live. I'm not even being sarcastic,
I
like
mean,
for reals, like because then you don't hold grudges, you don't worry about shit. You're just kind of like, cool.
But
I'm happy.
I think
in
it's
the
also a
moment.
defense mechanism, right?
Right,
So you don't
of
get
course.
hurt.
Yeah, of course it is. But we're all mature here to admit that, you know, like we know our trauma.
So I can't get hit if I'm not in a fight.
Exactly.
No, but I mean, it's so easy. It's sometimes like it's so easy to nitpick on every little thing. But what is fucking 15 minutes? It's nothing. Like really.
Okay,
like,
but at what point does it become something?
No, I know. I totally get it. But in the grand scheme of things, like as far as like how much it bothers me or how much I think about it, it doesn't because 15 minutes is not that long. But so I will never, for me, it's like, yeah, if it's consistent and if 15 minutes turns into like an hour and it kind of gets worse, yeah, that's when you start
The
noticing.
disrespect.
I could have an hour. I could have eaten and been hungry again by then.
So I have a question since you have like this view of like girls, right? So Vince asked me a question earlier. It's like if you were Vince
Okay.
was like, if you were single and I asked you what would you bring to the table, what would it be? And I was like, I don't know. I didn't really think too much of the answer. I was like, maybe that I'm faithful, that like, I'll be there for you, lift you up, blah blah blah. And he's like, that's gonna be a no. So what kind of answer were you looking for this like perfect girl of yours that's on time? What does she need to bring to the table for you to be interested?
Well, the reason that I said that was a no is because that's what every girl is going to answer. Mm-hmm. Right? But the answer that I would say is that just make my life easier.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And it's like,
So that means getting there on time is one of them.
yeah, definitely. So I mean, like if you're going to be my girlfriend, you have to bring some sort of convenience because I'm going to be working hard to provide the lifestyle that you deserve. Like guys work.
So you're going to make her life easier because she's making your life easier.
Well, think of it. Guys work so hard so that they can provide for others.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Girls work so hard so that they can be independent.
That's true.
So so if that's the case, make it easier for me to provide for you.
But what about you if a girl was like, this is what I bring to the table, what would your answer be? Would want it to be? Or you would want the answer to be?
I mean,
I can speak English sometimes.
Yeah. Well, I mean, when is the question asked?
I can talk good.
Like, I mean, like how do you even broach that subject?
But just in a make-believe land of dating, you have to ask the girl that. What would be your ideal answer from the girl?
I don't know.
Because this is a podcast, so we ask questions like this.
I don't know. It's tough because I always think it's always like on an individual basis. It's just like, when Vince says that, the guy works hard to provide, right? And then so it's only your job or whatever to make his life easy, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But then there's always that other side where he works too hard that he really does not pay mind to this life to either.
Oh, that's very true.
You know what
Yes,
you know what I
there
mean.
is that perspective, for sure.
It's like, yeah, there's also guys that just work. There's females that then guys will say, oh, it's disrespect for a female to get ready and she's not working. Whatever he said, like you know, what do you say? Get ready for me.
Yeah.
I'm not good enough for you to get ready
Yeah.
for. But then there's also men that work too much that they
He's
don't.
not even going to notice the woman getting ready for
Well, no, that they don't have enough time for. They don't give enough of that time for their family. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean?
Yeah, the guy that works too much.
Yeah.
I actually can relate to that because that's kind of like the dynamic of my parents. Like my dad worked all the time. And I feel like that was like the demise of the relationship because my mom like longed for like romance, you know?
Right.
And he was kind of just like, well, I'm fucking providing for you. What the fuck do you want from me? You know?
But you know, those are separate. Like, those are separate conversations because now you're comparing quality and quantity. You know, like if I work so much, but then I work at 4 different minimum wage jobs, and I don't like those jobs, maybe there's a reality check where I should probably step my game up and get one job that will pay for all of those.
True.
You know what I'm saying? So like,
There's
it's
so many perspectives,
Yeah,
for
there's a
sure.
lot of perspectives. There's a lot of exceptions. There's a lot of angles that you could look at it. You know, like this studio, this podcast, the other podcast that we do, the streaming that I do on Twitch, that doesn't bring in a lot of money, but it makes me happy, and maybe someday it will. You know, but
And
you
if it
can't.
makes him come home less angry at the end of the day to his
Yeah.
wife, that's a positive for sure. If I come home from this podcast and I'm just like in a great mood and I've talked about sex all day with my podcast members and Act Right Gets Sex, that's positive for him, right?
Yeah,
Well,
exactly.
lucky for Act Right.
Yeah.
If that happens. But most days we talk about things that anger me about him. No, I'm just kidding.
No, but to answer, I really don't. I don't ever. I've never actually thought about that question. Like, what do you bring to the table? I think
She is the table.
Yeah.
That we were
So
saying
she's
that
flat.
a lot of girls.
Is that what it is? She's
a
flat.
lot of girls nowadays will be like, "Well, I am the motherfucking table," you know.
They're also the ones that rate themselves on a scale of 1 to 10 on 11.
right.
Dumb
Girls,
bitches.
just as an FYI, and I'm not saying this to be like, "Oh my God, you're just saying that," because the guys are on the podcast. I genuinely mean this. I feel like there is a balance that we need to have between like being a confident woman and being just fucking too much and thinking like we're the higher species.
Yeah, Ari
you
is
know?
she's not a pick me because I tried to hit on her before she was married.
That's what I was looking for. I'm not even trying to be a pick me, like on some real shit, because I have so much respect for like my, you know, for them. I have brothers, like things that like I've seen so much of the male perspective that I'm like, it's not about like a competition. Like we really just need to like understand each other better. Ugh, I can't speak English. Better as a gender on both sides. Both sides.
Yeah. I was just checking the mic. Sorry.
Content creation.
Yeah. Back to content creation.
We always drift into that conversation because it's just like a part of everything in this world, I think. The whole gender thing. And our fucking viewers like that shit when we argue about it.
I don't know. It seems like whenever we have reels, it's like those are the hot button topics.
I
Wait,
know.
how long have we been going? Do I have time to ask a question about this?
An hour and 34 minutes.
Oh, okay.
Shit. Okay. Well, okay, I'm
should
gonna
always
ask
do it in
anyways.
two,
We
right?
could always, yeah. So how do you? Because content creation, as we've discussed, it can be very consuming. How do you take a break from that? Because I take a break from it when I meet with Rich so that we could have our $2 steaks. And a lot of people think it's a joke because like there's a lot of strippers there and you know there's drinking, it's a club. But to be honest with you,
They're not
with
there
me,
for that.
Yeah, with me and Rich being here, there's always that temptation to just press a button and start like recording or whatever. But at least when to me, that one night out of the week where I just get to sit down with Rich and we can talk about whatever we want, that gives me the sanity that I need to like not be burnt out on content.
On this, yeah.
Yeah. Even though we talk about content, but at least it's not it's not it's something
not
that I share
competing.
with sometimes we're just trolling ourselves or whatever.
Or they really are just looking at boobs and eating steaks.
Hey, I looked at ass last time too.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, that's a plus.
No, I think to take a break, you just take a break. I know there's a lot of these. There's a lot of like these fucking self-help gurus or whatever dudes that only get like 100 subscribers on their channel that want to be the Facebook or the YouTube or whatever fucking guru, and they'll tell you that you don't really take breaks, because if you take breaks, it kind of you lose your rhythm and you lose your algorithm. Bullshit. Take your fucking break. Like mentally, like I haven't streamed in a week.
Yeah, I've noticed that.
And it just, you just not do it.
Yeah.
If you come back, people will be there. Trust me, your fucking people will be there. I haven't posted on my YouTube channel in like a month. Trust me, people will be there. Take your break.
Because it's been a year for me.
No,
Same.
take a break, because at the end of the day, that's you need your sanity
That
more
part.
than you need your content.
That part.
You know what though? You can also take a mental break, or you can also take a social media break without announcing it.
Yeah.
And by deleting or archiving or whatever to your account to make it look like you've just disappeared, we know what you're doing, motherfuckers. I don't care.
Wow.
That part.
That was
Look, if you're fishing for compliments, use better bait. That's all I'm saying.
What's that?
No, if you're fishing for compliments.
Oh, I thought
Yeah.
it was like an app. Better better.
No,
like better
no.
help.
Yeah.
I was like, wait, is this a new app I've never heard of?
No. Yeah, that's kind of to
I'm
me
broken.
that's
I think everything is content.
no, to me that's equivalent to getting broken up with and then ugly crying and then turning on the camera and being like, guys, he broke up with me today. It's like, oh my god, just fucking go on with your life. I'm the guy that in that scenario I'll victim blame.
Yeah.
I'll post in there.
I will
What did you do?
victim blame.
Well, what did you do?
just take a break. I mean, it's not that important. I mean,
I definitely agree. Sanity over content for sure.
Yeah.
That's why I've taken a few breaks, because I'm like, I'm not about to lose my fucking mind worrying about the perfect reel.
And that's why I tell people don't like start deleting all of your photos and make it look like you're just gone, because then you're gonna start sitting there and just being like, I wonder who misses me, or I wonder who's noticed, or blah blah
Yeah.
blah. Who cares? Just fucking don't post that day.
Yep.
yeah,
Just take a break.
Yeah.
take a break. Just disappear. Trust me. I mean, no. I've always, you've heard me say all the stuff about like subscriber counts and follower counts. That's why I'm always so reluctant to mention it, because it doesn't really matter.
Yeah.
Those are just vanity metrics.
It's funny
Yeah.
because I've heard in one conversation, Rich was saying he's used the words algorithm, follower count, like subscription, target audience, and in the same conversation, he's also said, "Who cares?" He said, "Vanity metrics." He said, "Doesn't matter." We're all talking about the same things, but it's good if you actually what you should do is you should hire Rich as a consultant.
Yeah.
And then you'll understand why he says the things that he says.
Yeah.
Right, because we could. It's a deep rabbit hole.
Yeah.
And trust me, you can sit here and you can tell me, oh, I'm celebrating 700 followers, but I could tell you, how is that 700 followers monetized? And you can't tell me, why are you celebrating 700 followers?
Yeah.
First, stop celebrating weird ass numbers. Right? 700 followers is not a milestone.
What about 5?
Five is.
Five is
Yeah.
five.
Yeah.
1,000?
1,000.
Yeah.
Yep.
Look, I have 4,000 right on YouTube, 4,041 or some shit, like 51, 61. I don't know. I can't. But I'm saying
It doesn't matter.
I'm not gonna go celebrate 4,100.
Yeah.
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 You know.
Oh, we're having a party for me when I hit 467 followers.
Yeah, but it's not about the like you guys fail to realize that it's not about those numbers. Those are just vanity metrics. Like I'm gonna give you a quick lesson on YouTube. You need 1,000 subscribers and 4,000 watch hours within a rolling year to be able to monetize all your videos, right? But if it's only gonna be like 30% of your subscribers that are gonna watch your videos. That's always the fact, about 30%. So if you have 1,000 subscribers, you're gonna get 30 views. That's at 30%, right? Or 300.
300.
300. So 300 views, depending on where you're at, you're not even at $10, depending on what your cost per cost per thousand means you get paid per 1,000 view. So if you get 300 views, you're gonna get like 0.03 cents or whatever. But if your videos are that good and 10,000 or 40,000 other people watch it other than your subscribers, you're still getting paid the same exact amount, whether they're subscribed or not.
Matter, yeah.
So when you're telling me that you're aiming for 10,000 subscribers, that's just vanity metrics that help you pat yourself on the back. Because it doesn't matter. I have 4,000 subscribers, right? But my video hit 28,000 views. So what does that tell me?
That it doesn't matter.
Those 4,000 don't matter because I'm creating good enough content to reach more
That many
people.
Yeah. That's crazy. That's like when you break it down like that, it's like, oh, it really doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Like Instagram, you could say, "Oh, I'm celebrating 10,000 followers on Instagram." Did you make money off of those 10,000?
Because then it's irrelevant. That's true.
It's irrelevant. But if I could tell you, if I told you you could be at 500, and each one of those 500 people were so loyal to you that every single month you had merch, they would buy $20 worth of merchandise from you every month. 500. How much is that? How much is that?
I don't know.
10,000, right?
Yeah.
That's 10 grand,
Oh, yeah. Mm-hmm.
right? That's 10 grand a month out of 500.
That's true.
500 loyal people.
That's why they say to build relationships and not numbers.
Exactly. But again, numbers are what? Vanity metrics.
Vanity metrics is
Vanity
the
metrics.
word of the day, guys.
Vanity metrics. That's all right.
So we do have anything else to say before we close out this episode?
Yeah, stop laughing at her math skills, okay?
You guys already know what I do before here, so it's like I'm not prepared to do math ever when I'm on here.
Yeah.
Like ever, even at home. Like when my kids ask me, and I'm like, but then they laugh because my mom will tell them, you know, your mom is really good at math. That was her best subject in school, and they're like, Mom, I'm like, well, I wasn't high 90% of the time in school, so it's a little different.
You're like, I was great basic math.
No, I mean, I did that was my best subject in school, but I don't do math like now. I'm like, no, I'm good. I'm so good. My daughter will come and bring me her algebra book, and I'm like, fuck, okay, let me sober up really quick, and then I'll help you with this.
Let me Google this real
Yeah,
quick.
yeah, that part.
It's like when somebody says, "Hey, didn't your brother take Spanish for like 4 years?" I was like, "Because he kept repeating."
Okay.
Are we done? You just said okay.
Yeah.
Whoa. This mic.
I'll fix it. I know what's wrong with it.
Yeah, this mic is.
All right, so that is the end of the episode, guys. Thank you so much again for tuning in to Be Uplifted, and we'll catch you on the next episode. Bye.
Bye.
This.
I'm running out of things to do.